Welcome. I'd like you to imagine something with me real quick. So imagine 20 to 30 years from now. You're in your nice house with your wife and kids. You have a nice job and the pay is good. And it's enough to take care of you and your family. So you think everything is all fine, everything's all good. But you are dead wrong. Why? Because year by year inflation starts to set in. Your bills double suddenly, but you're still able to get by with just enough. And at this point, instead of pushing for a business that can actually help you with some extra income, you decide to push for a promotion instead because you're scared of the risk. And you're scared of the risk that this new responsibilities will come. You're scared of the risk that a business would bring. And quite frankly, you're actually tied up with your current job, so you don't really have enough time to create a business. And you convince yourself that everything will be fine and everything will go back to normal. Inflation will stop. And then another year goes by, and suddenly your children's school fees triple, and they're not even in uni yet. All the luxurious things you used to buy, you can't afford to buy them anymore. You slowly begin to see all your expenses skyrocket, and that your promotional salary that you push for, it barely covers all your bills. So what do you do then? You start to blame the poor economy of the country. You start taking debts. You look for a second job. And then you work tirelessly until you die. Is that something you want to experience? Because, quite frankly, I never want to experience anything like that in my life. And I'm guessing you don't want to either. Then why aren't you doing the things you need to do to get yourself out of that timeline where you are not at the mercy of your day job, where you're not working tirelessly for money that barely covers the bills and leaves you with pocket change to play with? You can avoid this. You've been pushing off learning marketing for months now. You've been coming up with excuses not to learn copywriting skills. You've been afraid that you will not pop off when you start learning programming. You've been coming up with excuses upon excuses and upon excuses. Excuses like, oh, I'm afraid what others will think of me. I don't have time. No one's interested in what I have to say. I'll never make it. I don't know how to do it. I'm not talented enough. My parents say I can't do it. My friends don't believe I can do it. No, I'm putting it up because I don't really feel like doing it right now. I'll do it when the conditions are right. I'll do it whenever everyone is out of the house and I'm alone. I'm introverted and not comfortable in front of people. I'm too shy. And quite frankly, all these are bullshit. Nothing but bullshit. Really think. Why haven't you done it yet? Those things yet? You know the reason. Because you're scared. Because you're scared. You're scared of what people may say. You're scared that you might fail, yeah. And you're also scared that you might not be able to pull it off. And so what? You should be scared. Especially when you've just been sitting around wasting time watching pointless content. You deserve to be scared. Because I was scared as fuck when I started to make these videos or do anything that does not really align to the 9 to 5 lifestyle. Going to work, sleep deprived, coming home tired, and then eating shit food, just wasting time watching movies that don't really add to my life. So you want to know how I was able to overcome those fears of coming here and talking to the camera, talking to the microphone, and telling you about my experiences and all. You want to know how I overcame these fears? I'll give you a hint. Did I stay in my comfort zone like a scaredy cat and comply with my fears? Or B, go through the pain of facing those doubts and anxious thoughts every day as I make these videos? Which one do you think I went through? Of course it's B. If it was A, you never see these videos, you never even know that I even existed. So these are the two choices you have. You can either let your fears win and take control over you and let them keep you from reaching your true potential, or you can let your fears and doubt become a white noise in the background, and then sooner or later they'll start to die away like the weeds that they are. So this is where you are right now, in your comfort zone. This is where I was before I started to make this video. And then the minute I decided to start making these videos, I started to actually attempt to make these videos, I was just engulfed in this fear zone. I was overwhelmed by the fear, the amount of negative thoughts that came up in my mind. If you've ever tried something new, you've definitely experienced this zone where you start to lack self-confidence, start to find excuses, start to be affected by other people's opinion. But the point of this zone is to actually make you change. It's actually push you through and actually make you overcome them, change the kind of person you are. You have to, like, from your comfort zone, to someone who doesn't know how to make videos, someone who doesn't know how to write scripts. This fear zone is to encourage you to, become that kind of person that knows how to write scripts, knows how to make YouTube videos, or if it's copywriting, knows how to write a very good copy, or if it's programming, knows how to use different programming languages. That's what this fear zone does. It actually pushes you to change. Maybe you want to start something online. Maybe it could be YouTube, it could be copywriting, e-commerce, marketing, programming, stuff like that. But you're scared of the amount of time you're going to put in, or the amount of pain you're going to have to go through practicing whichever craft you choose to learn. And you feel like, maybe it's hard, but it actually is hard. It's not easy. I hope you don't think that the universe just gives you success without you having to suffer for it, because that's not how the world works. That's definitely not how the world works. The world is not yet a crazy enough place to reward a whole bunch of undeserving people. For you to get what you want, you have to deserve it. For you to get what you want, you have to suffer for it. That's how the world works. And the first step to becoming someone deserving of success, you need to face your fears. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is more of an emotional catalyst. I will explain what that means. And whenever you feel fear, let it be an indicator that you just stepped out of your fear zone. What I mean by emotional catalyst, because fear is an emotion. And what is a catalyst? A catalyst is something that encourages change, something that supports change, rapid change. And what this fear zone does is it forces you to change. It forces you to change, forces you to someone to learn, you to acquire new skills, to extend your comfort zone. Like if you're someone that doesn't really know how to write, and you just started copywriting, you're going to have fear that you cannot do it. And what that fear is going to make you do is you start to learn. You start to find materials that can help you write good copies. Start to find videos that can teach you how to write good copies. Start to find courses that will lecture you how to write good copies. That's just how it is. And then when you grow out of that, when you start to grow out of your comfort zone, from the fear zone to the learning zone to the growth zone, this whole diagram then becomes this comfort zone. So you now have a new comfort zone, and then maybe the next fear now is how to acquire clients, or how to book call, or how to deliver cold emails. And then that becomes your new fear zone, and then you have to learn again how to do that, how to acquire clients, how to write cold emails, and then the cycle continues. You keep extending your comfort zone, and then you keep having more areas you need to grow into. So this is a never ending process. Like you're always going to be learning, you're always going to be growing until you die. So this is your wake up call to take that leap of faith. If, for example, you're interested in YouTube, like right now as I'm talking to you, you can just pause the video and just go record your first video right now. And you don't really need a script, you don't really need any preparation. Just go record and just talk about what you want to share with the world, and just post it. Just take an example of something you want to share with the world. If it's health, if it's fitness, if it's sports, if it's entertainment, whatever it is. If you like watching movies, like watching anime, and you're really excited about sharing your thoughts about it, sharing cool ideas about it, go online and share it. Like I don't know how I want to emphasize on this. There are people that will relate with your content, and then they will come to you. They probably won't come to you immediately. They won't come to you right now, maybe on your first video. But as long as you're consistent, as long as you're posting, you're always sharing your thoughts on something, you're always giving your ideas on something, people will see it. People that are interested will see it, and then they will come to you. That's how it is. You have to build the garden first before the butterflies come. How do you expect for the butterflies to come when you don't have a beautiful garden yet? You have to first of all create that beautiful garden before the butterflies will come and stay. So no script, no preparation, and you're probably not going to get much views, and that is normal. When I posted my first video, like I didn't really get any views. To be honest, you're not going to get any likes, you're not getting any views, and that's normal. The idea of this is for you to be able to just face your fears and post that video, and like don't see it as the end of the world. Just see it as something like you're stepping out of your comfort. Because when I posted my first video, I had this fear that what people think, what people think of me. Oh, my face is ugly. I don't really like the way I look in these videos, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. You're just going to listen to what you're saying. If what you're saying is relating or not, if what you're saying is something that they can relate to, something that they like, something that they want to hear, they're definitely going to like you. They're definitely going to come to your channel. They're going to subscribe to you. So if you think about it, do you think that people who have like 1 million subscribers on YouTube got a lot of views on their first video. Think about it now. Do you think people who have right now 1 million subscribers, maybe more than 1 million subscribers on YouTube, got a lot of views on their first video? Fuck no. They didn't get to 1 million subscribers by giving a fuck about how many views or likes they get. They got there by constantly doing what they love and then posting it. And then eventually people that love what they do start coming to them. That's how it works. You just do what you like. You do what you love doing, and then before you know it, people who love what you do will come to you. So imagine if they decide not to post because they're scared that people are not going, they're not really going to get any likes on their first video. Then if that's how they thought, you probably wouldn't have heard about all this, most of these successful YouTubers like PewDiePie or The Perfect. Assume that when they started by doing something they love. They didn't really care if people were going to like them. Just started doing it. It was something that enjoyable for them. These YouTubers started off by posting something they love doing, and then before you knew it, they started getting subscribers. People started liking what they were doing. So I'm going to share something with you that helped me overcome these fears, and I want you to pay close attention. So before you can face your fears, you have to first know what they are. You have to first know what the fears are. Before you can kill something, before you can get rid of something, you have to actually know what it is and where it is. So take out a piece of paper and pen and start writing down what your fears are. So I used to be into copywriting, as I said before. Like I used to learn how to copyright, how to write copies, email copywriting. And so I'll list out some of the fears I had back then when I started doing them. I can't get clients. I'm not good enough for clients to hire me. I'll be stuck doing jobs for clients who just pay $10 to $30. The market is too saturated and I can't compete. Cold emailing is hard and pointless. These are the limiting beliefs. These are the fears that I had while I was into email copywriting. And because at that time I wasn't really familiar with the powers of limiting beliefs, I quit email copywriting because I was not really getting any result. I was like 3 to 4 months in it and I was not really getting the result. I was writing well. I could actually write good copies, but I still had beliefs that were holding me down from getting clients, getting paid for what I could do. So I quit email copywriting, and because I was scared I wasn't going to make it. So because I was scared that I wasn't going to make it, I let my fear just get the best of me, and it prevented me from going out of my comfort zone in terms of email copywriting. Now I look at them again and I can't help but find it funny that I let these thoughts push me around mentally and emotionally, because there are a lot of days where I'd actually want to write a copy or want to go online to maybe code email, and then I'll get bombarded with a lot of negative thoughts that what am I doing? I'm just wasting my time. I'm just this. Just a lot of thoughts from different angles just kept on bombarding my head, and I ended up succumbing to them. I ended up giving in to them and not doing what I was supposed to do. So here's what I would have done now, knowing what I know about fears and limiting beliefs. And also this is something you can do right now. I hope like you've actually listed out some of your fears that you have, whatever it is, even marketing, email copywriting, if it's YouTube, if it's programming, whatever, write it down right now of your fears. This is what you can do for them. You do something called the antonym exercise. This is where you take another piece of paper and then you write the opposites of those limiting beliefs. And so it will look like this. So the opposite of those limiting beliefs I wrote down are these. I have so many clients to work with. Clients are filling up my DMs to hire me. I am one proposal away from getting that $1,000 contract. The market is so big, it can never get saturated. My competitors are no match for me. Cold email worked for others, so it can definitely work for me. You see, like, just look at these two belief systems. These are my old beliefs and these are my new beliefs. And these are the beliefs that come when you do the exercise. You write the opposite of the negative beliefs you have. So I can't get clients, and this will be I have so many clients to work with. I'm not good enough for the clients to hire me. Clients are filling up my DM to hire me. So I'll be stuck doing jobs for clients who just pay $10 to $30, and this one is I'm one proposal away from getting that $1,000 contract. The market is too saturated, I can't compete. And then this one is the market is too saturated. The market is so big that it can never get saturated. I can't compete, and this one is my competitors are no match for me. Cold email is hard and pointless, and this one is cold email works for others, so it can definitely work for me. So this is what I would have done if I knew this exercise, this antonym exercise, where you just write down your limiting beliefs and then you write the opposite of what they are, and then just look at them and stare at them and study them. If I knew about this exercise while I was like doing copywriting, I would have gone pretty far in my copywriting journey. So now let me ask you one question. Which of these beliefs would you let stay in your mind rent free? Is it the first one that's oozing negativity and fear, or the second one filled with positivity and confidence? It's the second one, right? Yes, I know it's the second one. You choose the second one, of course. So why would you even keep the first one in your mind if you know that the first one is not, it's not going to really, you're not really going to benefit from those negative thoughts? They're not going to serve you in any positive way. Why hold on to something that does not serve you or push you to your goal? It doesn't make sense. So right now, go do this exercise, like for whatever area you're working on, be it at work, be it you want to start copywriting, you want to start YouTube, you want to start dancing, you want to start doing this, you want to start baking, whatever it is, go and do it down. Write those limiting beliefs and then do the exercise. So remember I told you I quit copywriting. I quit copywriting not just because of these limiting beliefs I had, but because I really didn't feel fulfilled by writing emails for people to help them sell their products and services, stuff like that. I wanted to do something like this where I record videos and help people with my experiences, things that I've experienced. If someone is experiencing what I've experienced, I tell them that this is how to solve it, this is how to go about it. That's why reason why I moved to YouTube. And then a part of me thought that I wouldn't really get any fear if I moved to YouTube. And I just realized that life isn't that easy. Life isn't just that easy where you can avoid fear just like that. I started to even get more limiting beliefs about myself this time. Hello, fear, my old friend. It was around this time I came across the Anthony exercise, and straight away I applied it. I wrote down almost 40 limiting beliefs I had about myself, with YouTube, and I did the exercise for every single one of them. Obviously, I'm not going to write all of it here. I'm just going to take out some I had and then do the exercise for them. So, for the limiting beliefs I had about YouTube is I'm bad at YouTube. Scripting video is hard and it gives me headache. I am just a consumer, not a producer. YouTube is a stupid idea and I'm a waste of time. And here's what it looked like after the exercise, after I wrote the opposite of those limiting beliefs. I'm an excellent YouTuber and I am the number one Nigerian YouTuber on self-improvement. I enjoy scripting videos. I'm always excited to do so. I'm a producer of value. I give a lot of value to the world. Getting into YouTube was the best decision I've ever made in my life. So you can see these old beliefs here where I told myself I'm bad at YouTube, scripting YouTube is hard and gives me a headache. I'm just a consumer, not a producer. YouTube is a stupid idea and a waste of time. And then I created the opposite of those limiting beliefs. Just look at the difference. Once I was done with this exercise of writing these limiting beliefs, I would name the new one, that is new beliefs. I would name this new one new beliefs. This would be the old beliefs, this would be new beliefs, and I'll name them new beliefs. I would recite this content to myself every morning and every night, and sometimes it doesn't really have to be in the morning and night. Anytime I would get any negative thought or any negative belief in my head, I'll just make the opposite of it and recite it in my head. So as I'm reciting those new beliefs, I always try to imagine them happening, and then before you know, I actually start to believe that it could happen. This actually sounds cringe, right? I know this exercise actually sounds cringe. I thought so when I first heard it from a YouTuber called Hamza, and at that time I didn't really take it seriously. Back then I didn't take it seriously, but I heard it again from another YouTuber, Charlie Morgan, and I was at this time I actually just tried it, and then for some reason it worked, because according to him he said that your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So kind of like reciting these beliefs and deluding your brain to think that it's actually happened or it could happen is a good way to ward off limiting beliefs, ward off negative beliefs, just by filling your head with positive ones. So the idea was that to ward off negative beliefs, you have to fill your head with positive ones, and it actually worked for me. And I want you to go and do it right now. Go do it right now, because it's actually going to help. Whatever area it is, it does not matter. Whatever area it is, you have fears, you have some negative thoughts about something you're about to do or something you're doing. Write down these negative beliefs and then do the exercise on it. Write the opposite of these negative beliefs. Write them as detailed as you want them to be, and then recite them to yourself every morning, every night, or any time you get those negative thoughts, recite them to yourself. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video helps you overcome those fears that are, you know, stopping you from reaching your full potential. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.